There has been so much written and speculated about the life of Marilyn Monroe since her death in 1962 at the age of 36. For his latest book on Marilyn Monroe, Jay Margolis tells her story through the eyes of Terry Carger. For a year, Marilyn dated Carger's father, who was a vocal coach at Columbia Pictures. And Marilyn Monroe even babysat young Terry, and her family remained friendly with her for the last 14 years of her life.
Jay's book also describes other interactions that Carger had with famous people in Hollywood at the time. It's called My Maril, Marilyn Monroe, Ronald Reagan, Hollywood, and Me. And Jay joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. You know, I haven't seen the whole book, but from what I've seen, it just seems like a lot of positive stuff about Marilyn Monroe, and it's surprising that a publisher, you would think a publisher would want more than that. What is the overview takeaway that was unique about this person's relationship with Marilyn Monroe?
Well, it was just trying to present the positive side of Marilyn. There's so many books that are negative or try to present just her as a dumb blonde, which was basically what the studio wanted to present so they can get box office hits like The 7-Year Itch and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and Some Like It Hot. So this book was like a different perspective. It was showing the human side of Marilyn, who she was. She was an overly generous person. For example, like when Terry was about to be 7 years old, she's, with her father, Fred Carger, and Marilyn. They're going window shopping. And Terry sees this dress with a blue dress with a white bow. And she says to her father, "Can I get that dress for my birthday?" And he says, honey, it's a little bit expensive, maybe next year. And so then finally, when her birthday comes around, she opens up a present, and there's that blue dress with the white bow. And then she's about to thank her father, and she turns around and is like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's from Marilyn." And so more often than not, when you told Marilyn that you really wanted something, she'd buy it for you, even if she couldn't afford it. She'd, put it on installments if she had to.
So these people were in her life for her final 14 years. What's their thought about how she died? Do they believe it was a suicide?
Well, Terry told me she never believed Marilyn committed suicide. Terry said that basically what happened was that she basically said that Marilyn had called Nana the day before Marilyn's death, extraordinarily happy about the Life magazine interview and how Marilyn had been rehired by 20th Century Fox with $1 million 2-picture deal. So why would she kill herself the next day? In fact, when the coroner, Dr. Thomas Noguchi, performed the autopsy on Marilyn, he ruled out accidental death because he notated how the toxicology reports said she had enough drugs in her blood to kill 3 people. That's the equivalent of 47 Nebutols and 17 chlorohydrates, which is too many drugs to take by accident. In fact, in private conversations, Noguchi told Jane Mansfield's press secretary, Raymond Straight, and Marilyn's last professional photographer, George Barris's daughter, Caroline, that it was obvious Marilyn Monroe was murdered when they got her on the autopsy table, that she must have been injected with a needle, that he was forced by his superiors to write probable suicide, and that they wouldn't allow him to say homicide. Noguchi also said that had it been a suicide, her stomach wouldn't have been empty, yet it was empty. Not one undissolved capsule was found from a purported 64 pills, which means that she didn't swallow the drugs that killed her.
Let's look at the famous Happy Birthday film from Marilyn Monroe for those, maybe who have not seen it. I think we have that queued up.
Happy birthday to you.
This seems like something out of a movie. What's the backstory behind this, Jay?
Well, basically, she was having an affair with President John Kennedy, and then closer to her death, like weeks before her death, Robert Kennedy. And, Marilyn Monroe was murdered, and this was leading to it because this was kind of like pressuring them to say, hey, we got to get rid of this woman. She's, going to get Jackie Kennedy jealous, going to get the public involved in speculation about this. And if you want to talk about who murdered Marilyn, you have to talk about the ambulance story. And the housekeeper, Mrs. Eunice Murray, called Schaefer Ambulance in response to Marilyn being found unconscious, nude, and face down in the guest cottage bedroom. Ambulance attendants James Hall and Murray Lewitz responded to the scene by asking Marilyn's publicist Pat Newcomb what's wrong with her, and Pat replied, "I think she took some pills." So Hall smelled Marilyn's mouth and noticed that there was no indication of vomit, no odor of drugs, and no odor of repair from the chlorohydrate. Hall and Leibowitz put a resuscitator on Marilyn, and her color was coming back when suddenly a man in a business suit said, "I'm her doctor, give her positive pressure." This man was later identified by Hall as Marilyn's psychiatrist, Dr. Ralph Greenson, who pulls out a hypodermic syringe from his medical bag and fills it with a brownish fluid, then injects Marilyn in the heart with an undiluted pentobarbital injection to the heart. Then he says, I'm going to pronounce her dead. You can leave. Why would he do this? According to Robert Kennedy's
Jay, are you reading the
brother-in-law,
whole book to us?
basically, I'm just trying to explain to you like how she was murdered.
I thought maybe you kind of knew it.
So after that injection, what did you say happened, Jay?
I was basically saying that according to Robert Kennedy's brother-in-law, Peter Lawford, what happened was that Bobby Kennedy found out that Greenson had an affair with Marilyn. And so what he did was he used that against Greenson to get him to kill Marilyn. So what happened was that Robert Kennedy said, hey, look, Greenson, she's going to go public on Monday morning with me and Jack about our affairs. And she's also going to go public with national security secrets. And we know this because a CIA document said that she was going to reveal the president's secret plot to kill Castro, so they can't have her running around, with this information.
All right,
and
well, this is getting way out there. It sounds like a lot of other conspiracy theories that are out there, and I am no expert on Marilyn Monroe, but perhaps we'll leave it there. The book is My Maril, Marilyn Monroe, Ronald Reagan, Hollywood, and Me. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.